Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. Let me just double check if all of the audio settings are working okay. They should be. Okay, we should be live and everything should be running smoothly. Thank you all for joining, whether you're watching this live or if you're watching this as a recording. Hopefully you all are having a great day and hopefully the markets have been treating you better than some other people. And what I mean by that is hopefully you've been buying the dip and you've been accumulating all of the altcoins that have been down 40 to 50% over the past few weeks. We're going to cover the Bitcoin chart. We're going to cover a few important news pieces from Twitter. We're going to talk about the next FOMC meeting as always, and we'll take a look at your altcoin requests by the end of the live stream. So if you have those, feel free to share them in the comments. And as always, make sure to check out the Patreon that's linked down below in the description if you want access to additional exclusive content where I cover my portfolios, my low cap gems. In fact, we have more than 100 low cap gem videos there. If you want access to an extra of thousands, I think it's more than 1,000 posts at this point on Patreon, you can get all of that for free for 7 days and make up your mind whether you want to be a part of that community. But let's jump into the market. So first of all, taking a look at the top 10, top 20 here, Bitcoin has been performing well. It's just going back and forth between $106 to $100,000. So this is a good sign because people were expecting the Trump inauguration to be a sell the news type of event. That didn't really happen. Now we're getting more updates on the crypto policies that the new administration is going to be rolling in, and all of them seem to be positive. We'll see how they're implemented, but there's actually one that should probably have a very good effect on a specific category of altcoins. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart briefly, and let's take a look at what's going on here. So this is actually we'll take a look at a different chart, simpler one, just so it's not as confusing. All right, so this is the weekly, and we've got the Fibonacci retracement set up from the bear market bottom in November 2023 all the way up to the all-time high from November 2021. Sorry, I said 2023. It's 2022 November to the top in 2021. And so far, we took out the 1.272, which was at $95,000. We back tested that as support, even went all the way down to the 20 MA on the weekly, and now we're moving up towards $116,000. That is going to be our next massive target and next massive fib level. After that, we have the 1.618 at $155,000. And again, I think 150K is going to be the cycle top, or at least that is going to be the cycle top for a lot of people to take profits at, right? In their mind, it's the cycle top, so that's where they're going to be selling their Bitcoin and their altcoins. And it may be a case of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but if we take a look at the bull flag target here, and we all know about this bull flag, we've covered it on multiple occasions on our live stream. So this poll, you've got the poll from September 2023 into March 2024, so a 6-month massive uptrend, then a channel down pattern for another 6 months with a breakout. And this breakout puts us at roughly $195,000. Now, if you think we can do that, be my guest, you can hold Bitcoin until 200K. But personally, I want to be more conservative. People are going to start talking about these big numbers, these 200, 300K $1,000 Bitcoin. And it's possible. Of course, I'm not going to say nothing like these numbers are not possible. However, you have to understand this is what happens in the media towards the end of the cycle. They get people to be extremely bullish so that they have more exit liquidity. And that's when a lot of the big boys start dumping on you. So be careful listening to these massive predictions. If we take a look at this channel, massive channel up pattern, you can see the arrows pointing towards the cycle tops in 2017 and 2021. So this was actually April 2021. The Pi cycle top indicator also printed the top in April, even though the price all-time high was in November 2021. So if we were to repeat this exact same scenario in 2025, then by May, we're going to be sitting at a $259,000 Bitcoin. And that's around a 2.5x from here. Is that possible? Again, it depends on how you're looking at the markets. Yes, there is a possibility for a massive supply crunch. We're going to take a look at some numbers now, and we'll see how much Bitcoin these corporations are buying, governments are buying, and we still haven't had a lot of governments come out and announce they've been buying Bitcoin. And we're pretty sure that some of the Gulf countries in the Arab Gulf have been buying Bitcoin. We just don't know whether it's Qatar, whether it's Saudi Arabia, or some other countries in there. But we'll see. Once they announce that, that could be a massive catalyst for another Bitcoin season, where Bitcoin takes one last massive stride to the upside. We get to 150, maybe $180,000. After that, we have altcoins going absolutely parabolic. And in that period of time, you have to be sensible, you have to be taking profits, and you have to be getting out of these markets. Not financial advice, but that's just the way I'm looking at things. So let's take a look at a few news pieces here. So spot Bitcoin ETFs bought $5.3 billion worth of Bitcoin this month, while miners only mined $1.4 billion worth of new Bitcoin. So essentially, these ETFs are buying more Bitcoin than we're mining. And this creates more demand. This creates a supply shock. And this is how people are coming up with those massive price predictions. So if this continues, like a $200,000 Bitcoin is going to be possible in 2025. The supply on centralized exchanges is at an all-time low. And with this news, and this is even bullish. So state-by-state race for a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, we all know about the US Federal Strategic Reserve, but on top of that, the individual states within the United States are also chasing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And at the moment, there's 19 states, if I'm not mistaken. This list gets updated very quickly, so it's hard to keep up. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, so 15. I think there was 19. Maybe this is a little bit late. But we have Alabama. They've introduced the bill. Arizona is already working on a House and Senate approval. Let's see. And then we have Utah that's already working on the approval. South Dakota just introduced the bill with Kentucky, Florida, and Alabama. And then we have committee approval for Illinois, which is crazy, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Wyoming. This is massive. So there will be a massive demand for Bitcoin nationwide. And once the Federal Reserve is approved by the US government, I think we'll have a lot more nations flocking into Bitcoin. And a good example of that is the Czech Republic. So the Czech National Bank approves proposal to assess investing in additional assets such as Bitcoin. Czech's national bank governor said it's worth considering investing in Bitcoin. And on the other hand, you have the EU President Christine Lagarde saying she's confident that Bitcoin will not enter the reserves in the European Union, as in the overall general European Union reserves, not the individual countries. So on an individual level, the Czech Republic is looking into that. Poland also has some pro-Bitcoin politicians, but I highly doubt Poland is going to be having a Bitcoin reserve anytime soon. So yeah, Europe is always lagging behind in terms of innovation and in terms of, catching up to things that benefit the society, to put it simply. But hopefully the Czech Republic, which is a very small nation, I've actually been to the Czech Republic on numerous occasions, and I love Prague. So shout out to anyone watching from Prague. But hopefully these guys can get it rolling and be the first ones in Europe to do it. Next up, we have Michael Saylor buying or trying to raise another $584 million to buy more Bitcoin. And this is extremely bullish. This guy is the unofficial one-man Bitcoin marketing team. And the other side of this coin is that if anything happens to MicroStrategy, if there is any sort of FUD around the company, that could be a massive catalyst at the end of this bull market for a correction. So anything to do with MicroStrategy, he's going to be so intertwined with Bitcoin and crypto that anything to do with his company that's totally bearish could crash the markets at some point. So be aware of that. This ultra bullishness is all good and it's all going to benefit us at some point. But we have to look at the other side just to be ready for what is to come. And I also think they're trying to rename their company, rebrand into I think it was MicroB or something along those lines. They want to, obviously now they're 100% solely focused on Bitcoin. That's their main revenue source, or not revenue source, but essentially that's the core of their whole financial strategy. And another massive piece of this is what I was talking about. So we have Eric Trump confirming that US-based crypto projects will benefit from zero capital gains tax. This week, there's been some big news for US-based crypto projects. Eric Trump confirmed that US-based projects like XRP and HBAR will eventually benefit from zero capital gains tax, while non-US based projects face a 30% tax. Additionally, Senator Ted Cruz plans to use the Congressional Review Act to challenge a controversial IRS rule requiring DeFi brokers to report user data. Critics, including Cruz, argue the rule stifles innovation and infringes on privacy. With growing support, Cruz's efforts could lead to changes in crypto tax regulations in favor of innovation and decentralization. So these US-based projects, and this person is making a good point here, US-based, not made. This might mean its crypto projects moves headquarters to the United States and their markets will surge since US investors will have no capital gains tax. So essentially, if you're buying something like, let's say a project that's based in Europe, and you have an option to buy something like XRP or HBAR or Injective that are based in the US, where their headquarters are in the US, and you don't have to pay capital gains tax on that, there's no reason why you'd be buying the other project from Europe if you're in the United States. That just makes so much sense. And you can take a look at this entire category here. If you go to the Made in USA category on CoinMarketCap, so you have XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano. And by the way, regarding Cardano, Charles Hoskinson just let everyone know that February is going to be a super bullish month. He can't speak on what's about to happen, but it's going to be something big, and he's just teasing something. So be on the lookout for some big news for Cardano. Probably has something to do with the new government or the new administration in the United States. So you have Chainlink, Avalanche, Stellar, Sui, Hedera, Polkadot, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Uniswap, Near Protocol, Aave, Ondo, Aptos, Algorand, obviously the Trump coin, which is dumping, Render, Filecoin, Stacks, Optimism, Injective, one of my top holdings. We got into Injective at $1.40, and we've been staking it for more than 2 years. I unstaked my Injective at this point, and we have an exit strategy ready to go on Patreon. So if you're there, feel free to check out our exit strategy on Injective. Theta, Bonk, Movement, WorldCoin, Say, EOS, Gala, Tezos, Maker, Onyx Coin, Pudgy Penguins, Airdrome Finance, DYDX, Helium. And this is another project you can look into. The market cap just dropped below $700 million. They recently moved to Solana. So definitely check out Helium. Zcash, Reserve Rights, Eigenlayer, a cash network, another good project to take a look at. You have Compound, you have AMP, Axeler, which is another one you can take a look at. It's right below $470 million market cap. So this is another good pick for you. You have Kusama, Theta Fuel, Basic, Attention Token Dash, which is an old coin, Cello, I'm just trying to go through this a little bit quicker. We have Arkham, which is really good. I'm bullish on Arkham. Constellation DAG. Altura, very bullish on Altura. And yeah, I think it's some meme coins there as well. But take a look at this entire list and see if you want to buy into any of those US-based cryptocurrencies. But I think that's going to round it up for this little news bit, and we can start moving into your altcoin requests unless you have any questions or any comments on what's going on. Mario, all will retire AWR projects. We are here for the long run, no paper hands. We're going to take a look at AWR on this live stream. How are you doing? How are you doing, Picker? Jack Baldry. Hello, everyone from Great Britain. Hello to everyone in Great Britain. Hopefully you're doing great, Jack. Hazik, can you look into AWR? All will retire. It's a low cap play that has a strong community, dedicated DEX dev. We're going to take a look at it on this live stream. This is great news for retirement coins. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you're a seasoned investor or you're maybe a new investor and you're simply looking to invest into some safe altcoins, you can definitely now, if that, regulation was to pass and we are going to see zero capital gains tax on US-based crypto projects, then you can look into something like Hedera. You can look into something like Polkadot and some of those lower cap ones as well, like Injective, maybe even as low as Altura, around $100 million. Great man, love the stream from Washington. Thank you very much, Baker. Thank you very much. Glad you're finding this useful, and feel free to leave a like and share the live stream, guys. Already 50x on this thing, just starting. So let's take a look at AWR. Actually, just before we do that, I quickly wanted to cover the FOMC meeting. So we just got past the most recent FOMC meeting on January 29th. There was a no change, and Jerome Powell did address the crypto elephant in the room, and he said that banks are ready to be working with crypto, but they need to be very careful and just assess the risks. And they're just waiting for more regulatory frameworks. And he kind of alluded to the fact that, yes, banks will start working with crypto. They might start buying crypto themselves, which is very good. That's the first time that he's openly talked about crypto in that way. But again, there was a lot of this hoopla in his politician speech and him not directly answering questions, which is a staple at this point. And they're going to be assessing the upcoming policies from the new administration, and then they can make their estimates as to what the 2025 year will look like for the U.S. government and the economy in terms of the inflation. So they're going to assess the labor market. They're going to be assessing the inflation, and still their goal is 2%. He did say that they're still not at that level, which is obvious, and that doesn't mean they can't continue cutting rates. If we take a look at the probabilities right now for the next meeting on March 19th, we have 83% of a no change and then 17% for a 25 basis points cut. This could all change with massive announcements. These numbers change after the FOMC meeting, obviously, depending on what Jerome Powell says. But if we go to the probabilities here and we take a look at the possibilities for the one that's going to happen after the March FOMC meeting. So this would be May 7th. So we have a 56% chance of a no change. We have a 38.4% chance of a 25 basis points cut, which is twice as much as the expectation for March. And we have a 5.5% expectation of a 50 basis points cut. So they don't usually do 50 basis points cut that often. And if we were to have one here, it could it could mean we're going to see a pretty big pump after that, or it could be already priced into the markets the way it usually is. Or possibly we could be expecting a 25 basis points cut, and out of the blue, they do a 50 basis points cut. That could definitely be a massive catalyst for a pump. But keep in mind, this is going to be May. And as you all know, sell in May and go away. June, July, August are historically not very profitable months. That's why people tend to sell in May and enjoy their summer and then come back when it's starting to get colder, when they have to get back into working conditions and when the weather gets colder and so on. So the seasonal indicators, you could say, are also important in terms of navigating through the markets as to when to buy and when to sell. Cliche, how are you doing? Great to have you. Super cycle coming. So we'll see about that. Again, I'm not going to try to be extra bullish here. I don't think the super cycle is coming unless we have some massive euphoric news coming out from every government and everyone. Well, we are getting some massive news from governments, but I don't think this would lead into a super cycle. I'm still looking at a 4-year cycle with a top probably in May, and then a lower high in September to November for Bitcoin. And then altcoins will keep printing all-time highs from February into May and then into November 2025. Hope you're doing well in Ukraine, sir. Well, I've been in Canada for 3 years now, almost 3 years. So, well, 2.5 years. All right, let's take a look at all will retire, because lots of people are asking for it in the comments. Okay. I really hope that's not a meme coin, guys. Okay, we don't have... it's on Radium. Okay, this is a brand new project. So just saw a massive pump here in January, when now we're retracing. So we've got, it was a pretty hefty correction here, like an 82% correction. Market cap $4.8 million. Let's take a look. Do they have any socials linked here? Let's see if we can try to get this on Twitter. So is this their... I will... Okay, so Linktree. Let's take a look at that. It's a culture coin. They have a YouTube channel as well. And their X, yeah, so that is their Twitter page.
I'm Chris. I created All Will Retire to build a community.
On marketing in the future. Okay, so this is the creator of the twin.
Hi, I'm Chris. I created All Will Retire.
So which one is Chris on the Twitter page? I don't think I see Chris there, but I guess maybe that's just an AI generated photo at this point. You can't tell, but it doesn't look like it's AI generated. The community is full of die-hard holders. Okay. I mean, that just because they have die-hard holders doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good or bad project. Discord. Okay, but what's the... Is that the website? That's just a swap. Okay, so they don't have a website, they just have social pages. Okay. But what's the diamond hands? I don't see anything that really covers like why this coin exists or what is the purpose behind the coin. Murad is following the account. Murad and Superman have mentioned them. Look at the video, listen, what is our goal? Listen.
Build a community of like-minded individuals seeking an alternative path to secure their financial futures. A path that wasn't institutionalized, something that felt like it was for me, felt like it was for you, felt like it was for everyday people. I aspired to retire. But more importantly, I wanted a community that saw me and saw others for who they were, loved them for who they were, showed them that they are supported. There's so many differences in the world, but you know what? We all need a better and more secure financial future. We all want to retire. And that important message melts away our differences and unites us. I hope you'll take the time to check us out and say hi. Talk to you later.
So, okay, let's quickly check this on Tokenfer. Yeah, so you can check out All Will Retire guys on Twitter. Feel free to do your own research, and they're available on Radium. And I don't think they're available on this here. Okay, so we can do a token sniffer on them. But yeah, it's a brand new coin, so I usually don't like buying very new coins unless they're in a super bullish narrative. But what are the tokenomics here? Keeping me sane today. Total supply. So the total supply is around 1 billion, but what's the circulating supply? Liquidity 357K, volume. I mean, the volume is not doing too bad. 600K is pretty good. So I assume the entire supply is out because the fully diluted valuation is the exact same as the market cap. Okay. All right, let's see if we have any other requests. Flux. So I'm still holding Flux, actually. I'm going to switch to Flux now. And the market cap is still relatively low. $200 million is a pretty good market cap if you're expecting decent gains. A 10x from here would be very possible. The price action chart has been doing very well. The tokenomics are very good, 86% out in circulation. Let's go to the price action chart. I don't think I have Flux here. Let's open up Flux over here quickly. There we go. So yeah, we were supposed to, we had this nice breakout from the symmetrical triangle, but it didn't pan out as well as I thought it would. We ended up dumping, and we, we're still back. We're back in this essentially sideways channel. We did briefly break past this resistance here between 83, 84, and 86 cents, but we couldn't hold that, and we ended up dumping past the 20 EMA. So our goal right now is to get back above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. That's going to be very important. Once the AI narrative picks up, I think we can definitely get back above the 20. If you zoom out and you take a look at the chart, it's looking pretty good. It's not as bad as some of the other charts. In fact, some major projects dumped below their October 2023 low, which is not a good sign for the price action. But at the moment, it looks like we're just retesting these lows for Flux. So this is a good time to be dollar cost averaging if you're looking to stack up more tokens. And in terms of an exit strategy, I don't know if I've done one on Patreon for this one specifically, but like I said, a 10x from here is possible. So we're sitting at 52, so $5.20 would take us slightly past the all-time high. You can take a look at the 1.272 here. So we're going to remove the smaller fib. The 1.272 at $6.73 is a possible target. And if you want to be a little more conservative, you can look at $4.60. This is based on a smaller fib that is set up from the bottom in August 2024 to the top in April 2024. And full disclosure, I do hold Flux. I bought up, I think I tripled or doubled my position a few months ago. And I don't think Flux is in the made in US category, but if indeed we are going to get a zero capital gains tax on US-based crypto projects, then that means a lot of projects are going to start moving to the US. Saying this long-term projects people have new. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much like any crypto project, yeah. The whole Western financial system is collapsing at the moment with people's pension pots. Yeah, I don't think it's only the Western. It's all financial systems in general. Like if you look at the economy in Russia, Eastern Europe is doing really bad. So it's not only Western economies. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And thank you for your request. Can you look at SWFTC? Swift coin. 40% out in circulation. This just saw a massive pump. And this is like an old coin as well. Oh, wow. Look at this price action. And that's not what I wanted to do. This just went parabolic. What was the announcement? What was the announcement for this project? So this was sitting at 12 or $15 million market cap in September 2024, and it went down to 22 million in January after the correction. And it's a massive move to the upside. There must have been some sort of an announcement. Look, and this is what I was talking about regarding DeepSeek on my Patreon. So we are thrilled to announce that DeepSeek AI will be integrated into SWFT GPT, and projects are going to start implementing DeepSeek AI into their technology because it's so much superior to ChatGPT. It's a no-brainer. That's why I think DeepSeek is not actually a bad thing for the space. It's a good thing because it will cause more innovation, more competition, and it will cause another wave of AI hype. So just because we had a correction because of this unexpected release of a massive Chinese AI module doesn't mean that AI is dead in everywhere else. This integration aims to enhance SWFT GPTs, that's a mouthful, capabilities by leveraging DeepSeek advanced AI technology, providing users with more accurate and efficient responses. Is this the reason why they pumped? They start pumping. Let me just go back to the... So they started pumping in the middle of January. So it's not that... Something must have happened here. Maybe you can let me know. ZK Crypto, what was the reason behind the pump? But again, this is a good time to take some profits. Let's open up the price action chart here so we can... let's do that. Swift coin. This is massive. From the bottom here, it went up 1,800%. And from the bottom, I mean from August 2024, we're already overbought. So taking out your initial investment at the very least is what I would be doing here, guys. You had a massive opportunity to invest into the project over here. So this was between 0.0016 to 0.001 cents. And let's say you bought in somewhere in the middle there, you're up now 3,500% in less than 2 years. Trapper is behind it. So we don't know when this pump is going to conclude, but you want to see a retracement from here, definitely, if you want to keep up a healthy uptrend. And let's assume we're going to start correcting here. You want to look at the 0.236 as something to break before we can officially conclude that there is a reversal in the trend here. Because sometimes what happens is we have a retracement, we don't even get down to the 0.236, and then we continue pumping. We can make this a little more conservative by just moving the fib down to the body candle closures, or candle body closures, I should say. So in this case, the 0.236 is going to be at 0.022 cents. And from where we are now, that's around a 50% correction, which would be healthy. In all honesty, we want the EMA to catch up. We want to see some consolidation. And then worst case scenario, you could be looking at a move all the way down here to the area between 0.382 and the 0.5. So that would be a nice back test of that November/December local top. So this would be between 0.015 down to 0.011 cents. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but in all honesty, if you were buying down here in September and you saw a massive 15x immediately, I would secure some good profits and probably go into a different AI coin that hasn't seen this massive surge yet. So that's the quick breakdown on SWFT coin. I bought at 0.001. This was when it was 1 million market cap, just because it's normal related to Swift. Not sure when to sell it, nothing to lose. So you're telling me that you're up around what, 40x then? Let's see, 0.0011. Oh wow, you bought it like very low, my friend. So you're up around 38x. I mean, you're up 2,000%. Okay, I guess your dollar cost averaged after that, but 21x that's not bad. I would say at least take out your initial investment. Maybe take out 50% of your total profits and roll that into some other AI coins. Of course, not financial advice, but look at this. It's already gone up too much. You don't want to lose the profits that you've made here, because that 2,000% is a lot. Once we're sitting in a bear market, people are going to be remembering the good old days when they were making 2,000 to 3,000 percent in a few months, and they didn't secure profit. So I'm not saying you have to sell. I'm not saying you don't have to sell. You can do whatever you want with your money, but I'm just saying it would be smart to secure some profits. And then if we were to see a 50% correction, you can roll them back into the same project here at 0.015 cents. That's all I'm saying. But you can do what you want to do. I would personally secure some profits. If not, sell most of the tokens that I have. I agree. I'll put it into Bitcoin, or put it into Bitcoin. That's also fine. That's also a pretty good strategy. You can just maximize your ROI that way. Definitely put it into Bitcoin or any other coin you want to put it into that hasn't had that massive move to the upside. And maybe leave a small bag just in case it continues pumping, so that you're still opening up some possibilities of more profit. Trump is wanting no tax on all US-based crypto is absolutely true. He's working with Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple closely as well. Yeah, if that does happen, it's going to be massive. And I think if they're going to be going for a crypto reserve or a crypto stockpile, whatever they're calling it these days, they're probably going to have a bunch of tokens from that made in US category. SKI is the other coin keeping me sane. Let's take a look at SKI and what that coin is doing. Oh, are you talking about Skill Chain, or are you talking about Ski Mask Dog? I mean, this thing dumped 50%, even more than 50%. But again, I highly advise you don't get into meme coins, not financial advice. But this is a 50% retracement. Usually when there's a 50 to 60% retracement from a local top, that's a good area to start, at least to start dollar cost averaging. So if you're bullish on this, after a 60% correction, 50% correction, whatever it is here, you can start looking into adding more tokens to your position, dollar cost averaging, just so your average price goes down if you bought somewhere higher. But again, it's a meme coin, so I'm not really interested in meme coins. Hey, brother, can you please review NEAR? Are you expecting it to drop below $4, or has it bottomed? Thanks. Hey there, Faisal. Let's jump into NEAR. I still hold NEAR, and I'm staking NEAR. And essentially, it's been in a sideways channel here for the past 9 months or so. Or you could say a channel down pattern if you want to be more accurate, but let's jump into NEAR. I'm personally bullish on NEAR, and I'm bullish on a lot of AI coins at the moment, because once they start announcing that they're implementing DeepSeek AI into their tech, into their AI agents, they're going to pump. That's just the reality of the situation. Or imagine there is another AI project in the US that comes out that's better than DeepSeek AI. That is going to be massive for the markets. But this is NEAR protocol. Let's see what's happening here. So no bearish divergence there. The RSI is quite low, so this is a good area to be dollar cost averaging into the project. Let's add a smaller fib just so we can see what our local targets are. So the $4.33 at the moment is a key support, which is the 786 on the fib. We're holding that. And then your local bottom is going to be at $3.68. And that would be your absolute bottom, in my opinion, if we were to continue dropping. I can't say that this is the bottom or the end of the move. Let me take a look at something real quick. I'm going to open up a different chart, but it's not going to pop up on the screen. Just give me a second. I want to take a look at the MACD. And so the stock RSI is very low. And the MACD just printed a bearish cross a few days ago at the end of December, or like a month ago or so. Yeah, I would say $3.80 is the absolute bottom for this correction. I don't think it's going to go lower than that. And to be honest, I don't think it's even going to get down to those numbers unless we have some major bearish event that, that's going to cause the entire market to dump. But we're hopeful that February is going to be a fruitful month. And if we have an alt season for 3 months, that's going to be February, March, and April. And that's around 90 days. And you can add maybe 20 more days to make it 110, 120 maybe total. And a lot of altcoins can go parabolic in that short space of time. So be ready with your exit strategies. So I would say this is a good area to be dollar cost averaging into near. And then if you want, you can buy into near as well at $3.70 if you have spare fiat at that point. And just like we had this massive falling wedge, it looks like we have a falling wedge pattern here. So we just need to see this local bottom play out, but it looks like we're getting very compressed in this apex of the pattern. And just like with this one, we had a breakout. We could have a breakout with this one from there. But overall, I'm bullish on near. And once we see more AI projects implementing DeepSeek AI into their tech, they're going to pump. Bought ski at 7 cents, so I'm good. Well, congratulations. That's a good entry. Can you take a look at Zerbro? Let's take a look at Zerbro. This is a relatively new project. So again, be careful buying into something very new. And it's coming down to its first half of November prices below 10 cents. What's the volume? The volume is doing pretty good. Like all AI coins on Solana are doing very well. But this is a good buying opportunity. There's not a lot to talk about on this price action chart, to be honest, because we had a massive pump and now it's down. So if you're bullish on the project, definitely think about dollar cost averaging here, not financial advice. This is in the AI agent niche, right? Yeah, AI memes and AI agents. Zerbro is an autonomous AI system crafted to create, distribute, and analyze content across decentralized and social platforms. Functioning independently of human oversight, Zerbro shapes cultural and financial narratives through self-programming programming content that merges fiction with reality, known as hyperstition. It operates on various channels, including X, Instagram, Warpcast, and Telegram, where it engages with audiences and hyperstitious content. What are your thoughts on Injective Physique? Can you have a look at the chart? So Injective, we can take a look at the chart. One of my top holdings. Again, we got into this on Patreon in September 2022 at $1.40, all the way back here. And we've been staking it for more than 2 years, and our average went down to approximately $1.09. And this is a good time to be getting into Injective. Anything below 20 cents is a really good price. You're not getting anything below, $2 like we did back in September, unfortunately. So you have to adapt to whatever the market is presenting you with. The market cap is 1.84 billion. It's not that high. It's still a mid cap, but it is in the US made category on CoinMarketCap. So if the zero capital gains tax is introduced in the US, Injective could massively benefit from a lot of companies and a lot of people flocking into this layer one that is specifically a finance layer one with very, very low fees. So this could actually have a lot of adoption. If the crypto adoption in the US continues rising, then Injective should be at the forefront in the financial sector there. So that's just my perspective. And I wouldn't go all into it, obviously, but feel free to do your own research and see if these prices are good for your risk to reward ratio. But if you don't have any Injective, then definitely look into it. Definitely. I think this could easily get to $100 to $150 in the bull cycle. Need to deploy my last fiat. Well, it's always good to have some extra fiat at all times. You don't have to deploy all of it. Crypto Archie, hey man, how's it going? Hello, how are you doing? I am doing well, Archie. Give us a coin. Give us some. Give us a coin that you're looking at. We'll cover it right now. Hello, Hazik. Can you please take a look at VR? The volume has been increasing. VR. Are you talking about VRA or is this Victoria VR? $39 million market cap. So this does have a lot of centralized exchange listings. Nothing in the tier 1 range, but this is pretty good. But the price hasn't been doing that good, to be honest. Some people are upset in the comments about VR's price action. But the volume is doing good, but the price action isn't. Let's see what's going on here. Actually, let me just read about the project. I want to see what it's doing. Something. So there's no real explanation. Let's see. Blockchain-based virtual reality metaverse. I like the website, AI platform, and metaverse. So once gaming and metaverses pick up, I think this does have a chance, but metaverses and gaming will be repackaged with the new AI flavor. So it's going to be AI gaming. It's going to be AI metaverses. It's going to be AI DeFi, which we're seeing already. And it's making me scroll backwards, not forward with my mouse, which is a little bit weird. Revolutionary metaverse experience beyond VR gaming, the ultimate VR MMORPG. Everyone becomes a creator. So I assume this has like NFT and AI NFTs already in there. Or they're going to market themselves as an AI metaverse, which they're not doing yet. But we're already seeing some gaming projects doing that. Revolutionizing virtual reality with our VR AI builder. There we go. We already have an AI builder for your VR. So you're going to have the same narratives from 2021 popping up again with a new flavor of AI. And even if there is literally zero to none AI that's being implemented in their tech, the very fact that they have the word AI in there is going to drive demand. They're going to ride that hype wave, and that's what projects do. But the price action chart is not looking good at all. I want to take a look at CryptoRank and see what they can tell us about the market cap here and the circulating supply. So $50 million for the market cap. And that's around 50% of the, slightly less than 50% of the total supply. They had a token sale. And they have some backers here, some VCs. It's undisclosed. You want to take a look at the tokenomics, because once this starts pumping, the VCs can start dumping on you. There we go. There's the tokenomics. So total supply 16.8 billion. Public sale was only 137 million tokens. That was the market cap at the start. So it did a 25x essentially. You want to take a look at the vesting schedule and see what the unlocks look like, because this coin could essentially just suffer from token unlocks, and it's not going to be possible for us to come back up to those same all-time high prices. Hey, can you take a look at Nosana? And I think we had another comment about Nosana. Maybe I missed it. I do apologize. There we go. Yeah, what's happening with Nosana? Let's take a look at Nosana. Yeah, so they did have their mainnet in January, but unfortunately that co-aligned with a correction because of DeepSeek and the entire AI market essentially taking a dump with NVIDIA. But let me just open their Twitter, see if they have any updates right now. But I'm still holding my Nosana token. I'm still bullish on Nosana. This is the #1 GPU marketplace on Solana. And once the AI narrative comes back, I think we're going to have another wave. And look, they're talking about all of DeepSeek distilled and image models are now available to run up on Nosana. Look, Nosana is already implementing DeepSeek in their tech. Why AI companies are choosing Nosana for GPU compute: affordability, no more overspending on GPU resources; scalability, a decentralized network of GPUs to match your growing workloads; and flexibility, seamless integration for deploying, training, and hosting AI models. This is a no-brainer. Like, getting into AI projects right now is a no-brainer because of the possibilities with the new DeepSeek technology. So don't miss out on this. Take a look at Nosana. If you're bullish on something, if you're bullish on the Solana ecosystem, then definitely research Nosana and take a look at the tokenomics on cryptorank.com, because this is incorrect on CoinMarketCap as usual. But thank you very much. No problem, my friend. Always glad to be helpful. That should cover everything today. Thank you all for watching the live stream, guys. I appreciate all of the support. I appreciate the requests. Again, just to sum it up, the Made in America category could be very, very lucrative if the zero capital gains tax is implemented in the United States. The FOMC meeting in May could potentially have a 25 basis points cut if Trump is indeed going to force the Fed to cut interest rates, because that's his policy. He wants to cut rates. He wants to cut taxes. We'll see if he'll do that. And he's encouraging everyone else around the world to start cutting taxes or to start cutting interest rates. And the EU Central Bank already cut the interest rates. I think it was yesterday. And then Canada cut its interest rates. I think it was last week. So let's see if we get quantitative easing as well. It's going to affect the markets in a very positive way. But keep in mind, in May, we could have a massive correction, just like we do almost every year. Sell in May and go away. There is a reason why that is a thing in the crypto market. So with that being said, Thank you all for watching. We're going to wrap it up here, just around an hour. Appreciate all of you guys. Make sure to check out our Patreon. Once again, the link is down below in the description. You can get access to 100 plus low cap gems. You can get access to my portfolios. You can get access to all of the low caps we cover, our TA that we do there for projects that we don't usually cover on YouTube, and a lot more resources. So thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Goodbye.